doing that go-to strum, you know, the down, down, up, down. Here we go. Look out, mama, there's a white boat coming up the river with a big red beacon flag, a man on the rail. I think you better call John, 'cause it don't look like they're here to deliver the mail. And it's less than a mile away, and I hope they didn't come to stay. It's got numbers on the side and a gun, and it's making big waves. G, 2, 3, 4, C, and then a couple of G's. I'll just go to the next verse. Daddy's gone and my brother's out hunting in the mountains. Big John's been drinking since the river took him a loo. So the powers that be let me here to do their thinking. And I just turned 22. I was wondering what to do. The closer they got, the more those feelings grew. Alright, let me check out, let me show you some stuff. So this, there's a little riff whenever, at the end of each line, boop-a-doop, bum, bum. Who told me red means sun numbers add up to nothing? Shoot-doo, yeah. Anytime you get to the end of a line, yeah, and there's two G's, we put two fingers down on the fourth beat of the first of the two G's. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. So they're at the end of the first line, second line, and then over here at the end of the whatever line, what is that, the fifth line, the last line. So 1, 2, and 5. It'll go right here, these two G's. Yeah, those two G's right there. Oh, I'm getting way away from my mic. You probably can hear me. Whoop. Do, 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 do. So that chord looks like this. So you're playing a regular old G with fingers 2. You got to play with 2, 3, and 4 now. Leave your pinky and your third finger where they're at, and then take these two fingers and put them on strings 2 and 4. So what it is it's like you're playing a C chord. So these two fingers 1 and 2 are on strings 2 and 4 as if you're playing a C chord, but you got a G in the bass and then a G note up high, because those are both G notes. So you're just holding a G chord and you slide these two fingers down and make like a partial C. And it's called a C over G. So it's like we just went to C, but we kept the G in the bass. Everything's been used in a song by now. You recognize that? If to wake up and don't want to smile, if it takes just a little while. Oh, it sounded just like Christine McVie, man. It's supposed to be Don't Stop. There's in a bunch of tunes. That's not why I brought you here anyway. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So those two G's at the end of the first, second, and fifth lines, very end, last two G's, those two G's sound like this. It's 1, 2, and 4. The fourth beat of the first measure is where you put your fingers down, and then you play one regular old measure. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, just like that. So that first line sounds like, look out, mama, there's a white boat coming up the river. Like that. Big red beacon, flag and man on a rail. Right here. Do it again. Think you better call John's. It don't look like they're here to deliver the mail. And it's less than a mile away. I hope they didn't come to stay. It's got numbers on the side and a gun, and it's making big waves. Now here is where that riff goes on the second D on the fifth line of each verse. So it's got numbers on the side and a gun, and it's making big. One measure of regular D, and then you go. Got that? Now you. Now, I wrote that down somewhere, man. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Did you get this? This thing, it's like a little riff. It came with Powderfinger. So that's what I'm talking about, y'all. It's making big waves, 2, 3, 4, then it dun 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 dun, and then you do your C over G thing. This stuff is, I don't know, gobbledygook. I don't know what the hell somebody said. But this stuff I do want to do. And you come up on strings 2 and 4. It's called a double stop. So I'm up on the 7th fret, and that should be your third single dot. They went on the cheap on my guitar and didn't put a dot on the 3rd fret. Oh, Caroline, you don't have a dot on the 3rd fret. So yeah, it's up here on the 7th fret on strings 2 and 3, and you're holding those down at the same time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hitting them 5 times. I like doing it like this, with fingers 3 and 4, so I can slide. By the time I get back here in this position, I can play the end of the riff without moving too much. Matter of fact, do that. Those last 3, these right here, this 5-5, the 5-5, and the 3-4 and the 0-0. Just do those bum 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 with these fingers. Start on the 5th fret with your 3rd finger, 3rd finger and pinky, 5th fret, strings 2 and 3, and just hit those 2 notes. And from that position, you can just go right back to frets 3 and 4 with your 1st and 2nd fingers on the same strings. So, and then you hit strings 2 and 3 open. And that's actually the meat of the riff, because it just... Huh? This part I'm showing you right now is the 5th fret. The whole thing starts out on the 7th fret, but if you get this thing, you really get the tough part of the whole riff, because the beginning is just like that. Da, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you go. You do this little thing twice, and those 2 little things, those little sideways, Those are slides. It's telling you to slide up to the 5th fret if you want to recreate the Neil magic, but you don't have to do that. That's one of those things that you can take out. You can hear it still sounds like it. Oh. Without the slide. But later on you can put that in. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If that's worth the trouble. And when you go up to that 5th fret, the second time, bum, 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 that's the first beat of your G chord. Bum, da, da. So you'll let that hang there for a minute and then go C, and then back to G real quick, C over G, just like we're doing on all of it. So the last line, that last line, all together, looks like, let's see. It's got numbers on the side and a gun, and it's making big waves. 2, 3, 4, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 5, da, da, ba, da, da. Wait for it. C, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, bum, bum. And then you do the next verse. Won't make guitar players out of you yet.
Can you hold that up to the screen so I could take a screenshot of it? Your last notes. Yeah.
This here?
Yes, please. One sec. Good here. Thank you.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Trying to think of a good way to loop it. You could just take those last chords, starting on D. Because to practice, you find if there's a treble spot or a slow spot or something you need to work on in a tune, you pick you pick an even amount of measures. So 2, 4, 8, 6 sometimes. I'm going to go with 6 on this one. But 5 measures never feels right. It feels like something's missing, or that you did too much, or that you didn't play enough or something. So we're used to hearing, collection of like 2 sets of 4 beats, 4 sets of 4 beats. That kind of thing. So I'm going to make a loop out of this. That's so you don't have to play a whole song just to play a riff 4 times. You can just loop the damn thing. So then I'm going to go back to waves. D, 2, 3, 4. C over G, G, 2, 3, then back to D, 3, 2, 3. The second D is the riff. And when you go, remember that when you land on there, you're going to be in the middle of the G measure. That comes right after the D. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're right in the middle of your G measure. So if you want to hop in on the G chord in the middle of that measure, go for it. Because it does seem kind of weird going. So if you can bridge that gap, just sort of start strumming a G chord and then go to C when that first beat of the C comes up. But meanwhile, your loop sounds like this. Starts on the D, full measure D. Second measure is the riff. Get what I'm saying. But if go for the riff, nobody can hear you but you and your critters that you got running around. Beep, beep, beep. Let's take it from the top. Go for the riff. Go for the gusto. What the heck? Or if you want to work on that later and just play the chords right now, just to make it easy to count and all that. I'm just gonna take it from the top. Really feel like singing this song. I'm just getting a G going. 2, 3, 4. Look out, mama, there's a white boat coming up the river. There's that little C over here. A big red beacon, a flag, and man on the rail. 2, 3, these fingers. You think you better call John, 'cause it don't look like they're here to deliver the mail. And it's less than a mile away. I hope they didn't come to stay. It's got numbers on the side and a gun, and it's making big waves. Next one. Daddy's gone, brother's out hunting in the mountains. Big John's been a drinking since the river took him below. So the powers that be let me here do their thinking. And I just turned 22. I was wondering what to do. The closer they got, the more those feelings grew. Daddy's rifle, my hand felt reassuring. He told me much left undone. Remembered me, my love. I know I'll miss her. That's fun. Thanks, Dave, for the requestiola. Anything you guys feel like doing? We had mentioned power chords last week. We could get to some metal, acoustic metal.
Greenville, sort of the opposite of that.
Huh?
I was practicing Greenville a lot this week, so I wouldn't mind playing that one.
Alrighty, man. Let's hit
Sort
it.
of the opposite of power chords and metal.
Nah, man. Hey, we can turn that shit into a punk song.
Right.
Don't wanna see you again. Hold your hand. You don't really love me. You're not my man. You're not my man. Oh, 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 you're not my man. Okay.
That really works.
You know, it works if you believe it. Hey, that's what I already got up here anyway. Let's see. Don't want to see you again. Hey, let's try capo too. Let's get some use out of our capos. What the heck?
You can play without it, right?
Oh, sure.
I can't find my keyboard. It's small.
Oh, good lord. No, we don't have to. Don't worry about it.
Oh no, you guys can. I have no idea where I put mine.
You know what? Let's turn this into a learning opportunity.
Oh, okay.
Only problem is if we put capos on, you got to do the math. So we just took a C chord. We're taking a C chord because we're still going to play it like it is on the sheet, starting and ending on C in the key of C. But we moved up 2 frets. We took a C chord and moved it up 2 frets. So that root note, it's still a major chord because it's a C shape. That's one of the 5 shapes that we use to make major chords on these things. But we took it up 2 frets, otherwise known as a whole step. C, I'll take this off just for a sec. C. If I take that and move it up 1 fret, that's a C sharp or a D flat. If I have my capo here. If I move it up 1 more, it's a D. So, the punchline is all of those chords get moved up a letter. So we're actually playing this right here. This is a guitar C, but a room D. So this should match your play your D chord nice and loud. Check it out. Same dang thing. And as a matter of fact, if this is kind of a trip, when you play in a C shape, you actually have a little D shape living back here of whatever chord you're playing a C shape of. So this is literally a C-shaped D chord on a standard tuned 6-string guitar. And when you look back here, the strings 1 and 3 are on the 2nd fret. So on strings 2 and 3, or frets 2 and 3, you're actually playing a D shape back here. You see that? Does that make sense? We're playing what you're playing, but our capo is taking care of what you're doing with your 1st and 2nd fingers. You're back here going like that, but we're up in front of it adding these 2 notes. Yeah, so we're in the C C-shaped territory and you're playing a D-shaped D. Because all these
So for G, I would play an A.
yeah. Mm-hmm. And F, you get to play G.
Okay.
Lucky. And the so that I keep on talking about these caged chords. If we keep going up, I'm actually going to spell. If I keep playing C chords all the way up, C. Oh, I just now screwed it up. So we're already playing D chords right now. So we've moved up to the key of D. So there's a D-shaped D living back here. That's the one that you're playing in open position, because all these shapes are named after the chord that they make in open position. When the reality is you recycle all these 5 shapes to play every chord up and down the fretboard, including F and B, which there's no good open versions of. That's why they're not in the caged scenario. So if this is a C-shaped D, if I wanted to play the next D chord, I'm just spelling caged in shapes. So the next D chord looks like an A shape. It's right here. So I'd be spelling caged in shapes. C-shaped D, and then an A-shaped D. The next one's a G-shaped D, which doesn't get a whole lot of press for obvious reasons. It's a 4-fret stretch and uses all your fingers. But yeah, C, A, G, E, D. That's how your fretboard's arranged if you're playing one chord in all the different positions. So I guess a punchline to that one might be if I wanted to play in a third capo, introduce a third capo position, or a third position to our ensemble here. I'd put my capo on the 5th fret and play an A shape. This is an A-shaped D. So you can play it there as an A. I can play it here as a C shape or open as a D shape. Alrighty. Man, that's a long introduction. Jesus Christ. Alright, so see you again. I think I can sing up there without hurting too many people. Here we go. Don't wanna see you again. Hold your hand. You don't really love me. Not my man. You're not my man. Oh, you're not my man. Go back to Greenville. Just go on back to Greenville. Scream and shout, you make a scene. Open your mouth, you never say what you mean. Say what you mean. Oh, say what you mean. Go back to Greenville. Just go on back to Greenville. You drink hard liquor, you come on strong. Lose your temper, someone looks at you wrong. Looks at you wrong. Oh, looks at you wrong. Go back to Greenville. Just go on back to Greenville. for someone to save you, looking for someone to rave about you, rave about you. Oh, rave about you. Go back to Greenville. Let's go on back to Greenville. Tag it. Let's go back to G. Go back to Greenville. Just go on back to Greenville. That's a pretty tune. Hey, if you guys haven't heard that out, I think that's on Car Wheels on a Gravel Road. One of the best albums it's just ever been. Lucinda Williams. Car Wheels on a Gravel Road. It's just her songwriting on it, her performances, the recording, the production, just real stripped down. Gorgeous freaking record. Oh, let's see. Shoop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo-doo. I'm trying to figure out how much work we should do. Oh, again. That's crazy. Let's do Blister in the Sun. Let's pick up the pace a little bit. Just for contrast. Blister. How sweet it is to be loved by you. Do 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 do. All right, man. And this one goes back and forth between G and C. On the record, it goes pretty fast. On the sheet, it looks like G, G, C, C, G, G, C, C. But the rhythm, the punches are really right where the lyric, the vocal phrasing is. When I'm a-walking, I strut my stuff, then I'm so strung out. That's the prevailing beat or punches on the melody, the vocal melody, the rhythm, and that riff at the top. You're really really just going back and forth between your low G on the 6th string 3rd fret and that B on the 5th string 2nd fret. And then when you go to the 5th string 3rd fret, roll your 2nd finger down. You know, don't, it's tempting to go. But you don't really want that sustain. That's not how it's performed. You want good strong single notes. And that I'm just holding my strings down without fretting anything and doing my chukka chukka. So yeah, bum ba 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 bum bum ba ba bum bum ba ba bum ba bum. That's how the lyrics and rhythm and the riff go. So again, if you keep that arm moving, it's always going to be in the right place. Resist the temptation to go. I think I taught you all better than that, right? So down, down, up, down, down, up, up. That's really fun stuff to try to do. 3 ups in a row without doing a down. Here, I'm going to slow it down and I'll keep looping it. Kind of fall in whenever you can. So I'm not going to sing it or anything. I'm just going to loop this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. So C, G, 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 C, G, C, G, mute, 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 mute. I'll sing a couple of verses. When I'm walking, I strut my stuff. Then I'm so strung out. High as a kite, I just might stop to check you out. Body beats, I stain my sheets. I don't even know why. My girlfriend, she's at the end. She is starting to cry. Just like that. And the chorus is easy as can be. Let me go on like a blister in the sun. Let me go on. Hands, I know you're the one. Now let's check out the riff. The numbers in each one of those measures is exactly the same. Floating, just reading left to right and going back and forth between the 5th string and the 6th string. It goes 3, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 3, 2. They just get a different rhythm, man. Measures 1 and 3 are identical. Bum, 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 like that. Just the second one's phrased a little differently. But again, if you know the tune, you just sing it to yourself. That's the when I'm a walking, I strut my stuff, then I'm so strung out. So that's the, that's a theme. That's what we call a theme in rock.
Sorry, the strumming pattern that you're using, is it's down, down, up, up, up? I feel like I'm missing something.
Say it again.
I wrote down, down, up, up, up.
Let me jot it down just to make sure. It sounds like you could get away with that. So it's one da 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 bum ba ba bum ba ga. So it's four measures. Let's see, four measures. Here I'll do it on the. Oh, it's already something on the back. I'll do it on the side. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So dun dunka dun dun dun. So G dunka dun dunka. Dun, okay, so bun. Almost done. Almost got it. Bum bum dun dun G. All right, let me check my handiwork. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if there's a way I can. Let's see if I can make a document of this. Oh well. Well, I'm recording it. It's called freeze frame. Oh, here you go. That's it. And we can make a. Let's make a band. If you feel, let's do the intro. If you feel keen on doing this thing, go for it. Whenever we get back to the intro, whenever we do the intro. But if not, we also need rhythm guitar players, so you can, because those two parts go together. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, let's see. I'll do two rhythms. Whenever the intro comes up, like at the beginning, and then later on, whenever it comes up, or whenever I call it, I may do it at inappropriate times, just because it's fun. But I'll do 2 times around the chords, and then I'll do 2 times around the riff. So you got a choice of playing chords while I'm playing the riff, or playing the riff while I'm playing the chords, or playing nothing when I'm doing either, going and grabbing a drink. Let's see. Yeah, so every time the intro comes up, I'll do this. This will count as the official intro. 1, 2, 3. So I'll do chords first. Riff twice. Then I'll attempt to sing. When I'm walking, I strut my stuff. Then I'm so strung out. First. When I'm walking, I strut my stuff. Then I'm so strung out, and high as a kite, I just might stop to check you out. I think they get like lower. When I'm walking, I strut my stuff. Then I'm so strung out, I'm high as a kite, I just stop to check you out. I screwed up my rhythm. Body beats, I sting the sheets. There we go. I don't even know why. And my girlfriend, she's at the end. verse again. When I'm poor, I strut my stuff, and I'm so strong. I'm high as a kite, I just might stop to check you out. Chorus, let me go on like a blister in the sun, and let me go on. The hands, I know you're the one. I want to do the intro again. What the heck? That's fun. What else you guys been playing? As you're hanging around, letting your hair grow.
Practicing bass walks, have chord changes with that last song we played, Greenville, that kind of stuff.
What was the first thing you said?
I play like the some John Prine songs that you gave us to practice bass walks.
Ah,
I've been doing that this week.
very cool.
Greenville to practice the F chord changes.
Yeah, I've been practicing that "Baby Can I Hold You" song too.
Mm-hmm. Let's hit those together then. What's the we'll do Baby Can I Hold You. What was a Prine tune you were checking out, Dave?
The Sound of Loneliness. What is it? The Sound of Loneliness.
Speed of the Sound of Loneliness, yeah.
That one.
Let's do the Tracy Chapman real quick. I mean, first, me and real quick don't really go together. Baby, speed. Where's my speed? Shoo-ba-doo-ba-doo, la-da-da. I'll have to remember the word. So we were doing no capo on the Baby Can I Hold You. I'm not real picky on what fingers you use on the A7 in the A7 sus4. There's a case for taking fingers 1 and 2 and just moving them up to A7 like that, suspending it with your third finger. There's you'll see me, even though it makes absolutely no good sense whatsoever, I've trained myself to play A7 with 2 and 3 because it works out better in a lot of situations. But it looks dumb, me going to all the trouble when I could just do this. But this feels weird to me nowadays, so with 1 and 2. But do it the way that makes the most sense to you and feels the most instinctive. Is all that you can say. Years gone by and still words don't come easily. Remember that the G on the 4th line only gets 2 beats. Like sorry, like sorry. that A sus4 is just a real, it's just like an A7 sus4, only you're also, you're including the third string, second fret. So you're playing a full A and then moving the second string up to the third fret. Because the A7 sus4 is just, strings 2 and 4, and then you're moving that second string up to the third fret. So you probably deduce that your third string open has something to do with the 7 in the chord name, and sure it does. You're playing an A. I'm going to geek out for 2 seconds. You're playing an A, and if you go through the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G is the 7. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And that's the note that that third string open is a G, and that's the note you're adding to the A to make it an A7. Sure enough. Not really sure why I didn't keep putting the chords on each verse. They are exactly the same, but still it doesn't make it any less mean when I had plenty of room to do it. I must have been on a memorize it kick. Memorize the chord progression. Yeah, man, there's a pattern to everything. We're pattern oriented creatures. So it's so check out the A7 sus4 to A7 happens on each of those 3 lines. And the chords in between are D, then E minor, then D, then E minor. So there's your pattern. So you play a full measure of D, then you do your little A7 sus4 to A7 riff. Instead of D, you go to E minor, and then play the A7 sus4 A7 riff. So it's that thing twice, or however you want to catalog that in. And I would that fourth line qualifies, I suppose, as an exception, especially since that G only gets 2 beats. So you got to sort of earmark that. Okay, you want to play a G on the 4th line. Starts with a 2 beats of G each 4th line. And then I do an A, which is an anomaly before the sus4 and the A. And really, that A sus4 to A, even without the 7 there, those qualify as the same riff. A7 sus4 to A7 is the same riff as A7 sus4 to A. They accomplish the same thing musically. So the 7 just adds a little more tension. And sitting here right now, I'm not sure exactly why. I think I checked this before, and she was playing an A7 on the first 3 and a regular A on the 4th one. But they're interchangeable. You can almost always lose a 7 from a chord. A 7 is just a more specific chord. Just like an anchovy pizza is a more specific pizza. Did I give you a strum on this one already? Like a strum pattern, a suggested strum pattern? Because the reason why is I keep trying to make the go-to strum work, but it doesn't really. Sorry is all that you can say. I guess it's okay. Years gone by and still. What I usually wind up doing is instead of counting the real beats of the measures, 1, 2, 3, 4, I usually double up the speed of my strum, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and so I'm actually going 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a, so I can put in these little while maintaining the same tempo. my metronome arm here. Because if I just do if I cut that in half and just do downs on quarter notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, it winds up sounding really draggy. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. This sounds a little more like it to me. So making the main pattern like this: down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. That way you can go years gone by and still. Oops, years gone by and still. Words don't come easily. Like sorry, like sorry. It just feels more like the thing. Let's take it from the top. See how it goes. Down at the end of the chorus, at the right time, you'd be mine. Ending 1 is E minor for E minor, and then G, A. So E minor 1, 2, 3, down, down. E minor for twice as long as the G and A combined. Since I'm out here in Relativeville because I changed my quarter notes to eighth notes. But yeah, E minor is a half a measure, and then G and A get one real beat apiece. So at the right time, you'd be mine. 3, 4, then E minor, then G, A. I love you is all that you can say. Just like that. Let me take it from the top. I'll get on a D. Pull the tempo back just a touch, so we got time to think. Here's the intro: D, 2, 3, A7, sus4. You could say, baby, baby, can I hold you tonight? Baby, if I told you the right word at the right time, you'd be mine. There's an A minor, quick G, A, last word. second line, E minor. Baby, can I hold you tonight? Maybe if I told you the right words, ooh, in the right time, you'd be mine. And I like going back to the intro right here to ride off into the make sure you resolve. Back to D. That's so pretty. Hey, can we do a 3-minute version of Speed of the Sound of Loneliness? That's the one you said, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one I've been using to practice bass walks.
Alrighty, man. Alright, man, when we were going, it's in G. You come home late, you come home early. So we were doing, a bass chord, a Carter family strum, boom chuck, bass chord, whatever you want to call it. So on G, we're going 6 strum, 6 strum, 6 strum, like that. If you wanted to do alternate bass, remember my that bass player rule, country bass player rule: 1 5 1 5, 1 being the root note, 5 being the fifth of the root note. So if your root note's G, your fifth is going to be G A B C D, and that happens as your alternate bass. So if you wanted to go, so G strum, D strum. What you're doing there is you're simulating what a country bass player is doing. Bass player is just going, and then walks with you. Guitar, it's and the walk up to C is a 5th string open, 5th string 2nd fret, just two walks, and it's the 2 quarter notes right before you hit the first bass note of the next measure of the new chord. So 1 2 3 4 1, like that. C, the bass note's on the 5th string 3rd fret. That's your C. If you want to do alternate bass, the 5th of C is G. You'll find a G on the 6th string 3rd fret. Boom, bum, bum. I do recommend you learn to move that 3rd finger back and forth. A lot of folks like playing this big 4-finger C. I don't. There's no bass walk to D. You just go straight to D. And you don't want to overdo it with bass walks. Anyway, it starts sounding really corny. And then when you walk back to G from D, it's 6th string O to G. So a full measure sounds like this, or a half measure. C straight to D. O2, O2 on the 6th string, going back to G. I know the song pretty good. I need to. My trick is I learn the first line of each verse, and then the rest just comes rolling out. If all goes well, like you come home late and you come home early, and then well, I got a heart that's burning with a fever, and then it's a mighty mean and a dreadful sorrow. I want to see how that goes. Let's just get a G going. A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3. You come home late and you come home early. You come home big when you're feeling small. You come home straight and you come home curly. Here's D. Sometimes you don't come home at all. Now the chorus. So what in the world's come over you? What in heaven's name have you done? You've broken the speed of the sound of loneliness. You're out there running just to be on the run. I like stopping here. I got a heart that's burning with a fever. And just come back in on a bass walk. Sorry about that, throwing you off. When a worried mind. How can a love that will last forever get left so far behind? Back to the chorus. So what in the world's come over you? What in heaven's name have you done? You've broken the speed of the sound of loneliness. You're out there running just to be on the run. Now I'm gonna strum it one more time here. It's a mighty mean and a dreadful sorrow. And I'll come back in with a walk-up. Let's cross the evil line today. How can a love that will last forever get left so far behind? So what in the world's come over you? What in heaven's name have you done? Broken the speed of the sound of loneliness. You're out there running just to be on the run. You've broken the speed. You've broken the speed of the sound of loneliness. You're out there running just to be on the run. I'm gonna go tag the last line and do my country ending. You're out there running just to be on the run. Remember that? 6th string, 3rd fret. 5th string, O1, 2. 4th string, O2, O. 3rd string, open. And then